Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out Cardano's price chart. And in case that you missed the previous video, you should know that in ADA I am extremely bullish, and if you even do not appreciate Elliott waves, you really cannot ignore the fact that we are most likely having in here a beautiful looking Y-curve accumulation pattern which happens around the final lows. So in ADA, I think most signs do suggest that we are probably creating a magnificent bull run setup. So in terms of overall structures, do not get me wrong, one way or the other, I am very bullish. Question is, what is happening specifically in this area? And if you want to be more specific, right in here in this face down, starting from the high side, about 93 cents. Now, so far we got about like a 15% move down, and this, I'm going to bet, spooked a lot of people, but I think basically it's all simply just part of the bullish process. Why do I say that? Let's go, I think it was, yep, the Coinbase chart. You see, in the short term, I'm thinking in Cardano, we are having a wave 1 correction for wave 2, another move up into wave 3 correction for 4, and this is now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into our wave 5 right in here. Excuse me, I'm a bit slow. There we go. Now, it's very important to understand that this white 5 wave up on a higher degree is actually into what? This wave 3 right in here, and maybe it's best to change the colors of this one. There we go. And what are we going to have next? I'm hoping that we're going to have a correction structure into our wave 4, followed by yet another good move up into wave 5. Now, here's a question. Can we say our correction may have ended right in here? You can say that, but in my view, odds of that scenario being in play is probably not that much. Why is it? You see, in ADA, I think we are completing the subwaves at the moment for an ABC zigzag, and in it, we're gonna have 5 down into A, maybe, yep, red is good, and then correction for wave B. Let's say ABC, we can also have a WXY, maybe even a triangle, not really that important, and then another move down into our ceiling. Now let's go in here and count subwaves. So maybe it's best to go on like 15-minute chart so you can see the candles a bit better. Okay, here's the situation. In my view, starting from the high side to about this point, we only completed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down, meaning this is probably the beginning of a move on the downside. Also, pay attention to what happened in this area. I'm thinking from here to about this high, we are only having a 3 wave movement, maybe an ABC, maybe a WXY, and this sort of kind of got confirmed the moment that we got this face down, and in it we took these 2 lows. So what is it that I'm trying to say? In like very short time in this area, I think off of the lowest low we are having a correction, meaning our move down is not over. Also, when you zoom out a little bit, you realize that this seems to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which once more suggests we're having the beginning of a move on the downside. So on a higher degree, I'm thinking we may have 5 down into A, followed by a correction for wave B. And again, sure, maybe in here we are going to get another move up in order to take this high. Maybe even we're going to go a bit higher. But overall, I'm thinking this is going to remain a correction. And what's next? You know what? Another move down into our ceiling. But here's the situation. Please remember that this whole move is still going to be, in my view, a correction into our wave 4. And what's going to happen next? You know the answer. Another move up into wave 5, which in it, we are likely to take the highest high in here for the first target, about 94 cents. But I think we can go a bit higher than that. For example, a dollar target for ADA in the short term, in my opinion, is very much in the cards. Now, here's a very important point. Even after we complete this beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right around the highs is absolutely not going to be a buy opportunity. Why? Because after a 5 wave up, even if we are bullish and we want to say the final low is truly already in, what are we going to have? A move on the downside, a slow and choppy move. And if we get indeed a slow and choppy move, you know what? Right around this area can be a beautiful long opportunity. Why is that? Because I'm hoping that in ADA, we are having 5 wave up into a wave 1, correction for wave 2, and a big move into wave 3 and 4 and 5. And let's say for wave 2, we're going to get to about this area around, let's say 65 cents. At that point, if I want to go long in Cardano, assuming that I identify all the right subwaves, okay, what's going to be my stop loss? From my POV, it's actually going to be under the lowest slowdown here, about, let's say, 50 cents. Basically, I'm having about a 15 cents stop. But what's going to be my target? I'm thinking at that point, probably like $1.50 area can be some sort of a bare minimum target, meaning I'm having in that scenario about like a 90% target. And that, my friends, means that my risk to reward ratio is about 1 to 6, which is insanely good. This is why I would like to argue in ADA, we should just watch the current price action and wait for some better opportunities, which I do think are going to come. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Cardano. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.